बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। मेरी तो है जीवन रात 26। मेरी तो है जीवन राधे 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 राधे। मेरी तो है मेरी तो है जीवन राधे 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 राधे। मेरी पाँव के है जगमह धन बल राधे। मम निर्धन धन राधे 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 राधे। मम निर्धन धन राधे वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की। Devotees, let's all join in Gita Dhyanam. Dhyan means meditation. Roop Dhyan. We meditate on the form of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Standing bent in three places: neck, ankle, waist and ankles. Bluish in complexion. Wearing pitambar, yellow silken clothes, like yellow like a lightning, the flash of a lightning. Is a garland of wildflowers around his neck. A peacock feather on the crown. He's playing the divine bass, the divine flute. His most beautiful smile is looking at you. And with his eyes large, almost touching the eyes, is showering love on all those who love Him. Meditate on divine form. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayane Swayam Vyasena Gathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati Mashtadhashadhyayini Mambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavat Gite Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Phular Vindayat Patnetra Yena Tvaya Bharat Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradeepa Prapanna Parijataye Turtavitaikapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopal Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanur Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Bhishma Drona Tata Jayadhrata Jala Gandharani Lotpala Shalyagravati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makhara Duryodhana Vartini Sotina Khalu Pandavairananadi Kaivartakaha Keshava Parasharya Vacha Saroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkatam Nanakhyanaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaha Raha Pepiyamanam Udar Bhuyad Bharat Pankajam Kalimala Pradhansina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghulam Dhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunindaruta Marutas Kurvanti Dujaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakkamopanishadai Gayantiyam Sangha Dhyanavastya Tadgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yogino Yasyantam Vidusurasuragana Tasmai Devaya Tasmai Namah Devaya Tasmai Namah Bol Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai Bol Radha Rani ki jai Gita Maharani ki jai आदरणीय पूजनीय पंडित जी, विप्र मंडली, प्रिय सज्जनों, भक्त महानुभाव, most worshipable Pandits, Brahmins, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First let me say Radhe Radhe to everyone. And my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Again tonight we continue with Gita Yagna, commemorating Gita Jayanti. the appearance of Gita, divine Gita from the mouths, the lotus lips of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the divine sound. Celebrating that occasion, we have in this Yagana. Tonight is the seventh night. As we continue, tonight we read from chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita. We join. Sorry, we're still in chapter 3. Or chapter 4. In chapter 4. We're in chapter 4. Join with us. Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda, 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 Before reading tonight, I'd like to express our deepest condolences to Pandit Chitram Maharaj and his family. As most of you will know, his father passed away recently. Today was the cremation in Trinidad. We pray to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, wherever the soul may be, may he guide and protect the soul, especially the family at this time. Just close our eyes and we give a prayer to Bhagwan Shri Krishna on behalf of the departed soul. Om Akshaya Pundari Kat Om Anadi Nidhano Deva Shankha Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundari Kaksh Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. So last night we left off at the point of where Bhagwan Krishna is now explaining the path of Karma Yoga. The verse we left off last night, again I'll repeat. Karmanya karmahaya pashyeda karmani sakarmaya sabuddhimat manushyeshu sayukta kritsna karma krit. Chapter 4, verse 18. So here, Shri Krishna is saying to Arjuna, he who sees a karma in karma and karma in akarma is most wise among men. He is a true yogi. He seems to be performing all action, yet he is beyond action. I mentioned that the word akarma doesn't mean inaction, it means karma yoga. Karma yoga. Yoga means to join. That which joins the Jivatma, the individual soul, to Bhagavan, Paramatma. That is yoga. And that is bhakti. As I mentioned, later on in Gita, Shri Krishna says to Arjuna, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhya cha. Chapter 8, verse 7, Gita. Arjuna, tasmat sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, at all time, mam anusmara, attach your mind, your heart to me, think about me, remember me. And yudhya cha, you are kshatri, perform your duty of fight in the war. So duty, this is karma, dharma. And ma manusmara, attaching our heart or mind to Shri Krishna, this is bhakti. Bhakti plus karma, that is karma yoga. This is the correct meaning of karma yoga. Shri Krishna goes on. Yasya sarve samarambhaha karma sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha. Even the wise people, the truly wise, the word pandit here means wise. One who is knowledgeable, truly wise. So even the wise, they call such a person a sage, a saint, whose all actions are free from desire and thoughts of the world. He performs action free from any desires, not with any interest. We under Maya, everything we do is for one thing only. Every action we perform. We want something. It seems as though we want house, motor car, money, handsome boy, beautiful girl, prestige, position, good name. It seems like that. No, that's not the aim. When we think by attaining that thing, that position, that money, that girl, that boy, that house, that motor car, I will get happiness. So the actual aim of every action we perform in the world is for happiness. Sukh. Being a fraction of Bhagavan, Shri Krishna says in Gita, Mamaivanshu jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. Chapter 15, verse 7, Gita. Shri Krishna says the individual souls are eternal, sanatan, fractions of Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna is Anand. Anando Brahmiti Vajanat. Taittiriya Upanishad chapter 3 verse 6. The Vedas say Shri Krishna is Anand, bliss, happiness. So being a fraction of Shri Krishna, eternal fraction, it's a natural law that every part, every fraction has a natural love for the whole and wants to become one with it. It means we all love and want only Shri Krishna. And because Shri Krishna is happiness, we all want only happiness. But one who has attained that happiness, the saint, one who has attained Shri Krishna, he's attained everything. He performs action without any desire. Only such a person can do that. As long as we have not attained Shri Krishna, that supreme, infinite happiness, every action we perform will be for selfishness, our own happiness. So he's free from desire for the world, desire for anything. His actions, true wisdom, true knowledge has burnt up, the desire for that has been burnt up in the fire of that attachment for God. वो अग्नि से दग्ध हो गया, burnt up. His mind being attached to Shri Krishna all the time does not get the fruit of the action, good or bad. I told you. We get the fruit of where our mind is. So when we're in the world, material world, our mind is attached to the world. Good, bad thoughts. The thought, Shri Krishna knows the thoughts, not the physical action. Manaiva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho, Brahma Bindu Upanishad, second mantra. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind is the performer. So our thoughts and ideas. So when the mind is attached to Shri Krishna, we don't get the fruit of the action. Physical action. Good or bad. We get the fruit of where the mind is attached to Shri Krishna. Divine fruit. Mayyarpitamano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshayah. The second line of that verse, chapter 8, verse 7, Shri Krishna says to Arjun, if your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, constantly attached to Shri Krishna, no matter what you do in the world, you will certainly attain Shri Krishna. There's no doubt about that. Again, Shri Krishna says, so that was chapter 4, verse 19. Tyaktva karma phala sangha nitya tipto nirashayah karmanya vipravittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. जो सब राग को त्याग किया और कर्म का फल को भी त्याग किया, वो संसार में कोई आशा ही नहीं है हम कुछ मिलेगा, हमेशा संतुष्ट है, वो कुछ नहीं करते, सब कुछ करते लेकिन कुछ नहीं करते. A person who has given up all attachments, rag. He's not attached to any person or object in the world, whether negative or positive. Raga Dvesh, I told you last night. Rahit. Free from all attachment, whether negative or positive. And from the fruits of all action, doesn't desire the fruits also. He no longer has any hopes in the world that I will get something in the world, good name, money. Doesn't have any hopes in the world. Only hope is in Shri Krishna. Ek bharosa, ek aas. Only Shri Krishna. He's always contented, whether in gain or loss. The worst thing can happen, Jai Ho Shri Krishna. Nothing affects him negatively. He does nothing. He seems to be doing everything. He's living in the world. He goes to sleep just like us, wakes just like us, eat, drink, goes to toilet. Everything like us. He might be going to work also. Everything. Yet he's doing nothing because the mind is every moment attached to Shri Krishna. Physically, he's only performing action. This is the state of God realization. Nirashirya tat chitatma tyaktva sarva parigrahya shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kilbhisham. Chapter 3 verse 21. The one before chapter 3 verse 20, chapter 4 verse 21, sorry. The one before chapter 4 verse 20. Now he has his mind fully under control. To have the mind under control fully, worldly soul cannot do. Neither yoga, nor through yoga, nor gyan, nor karma. Bhagwan Krishna is telling Arjun, control the mind. Arjun says, Chanchalami manha Krishna pramati balavadhiram tasyaham nikaham manye vayu rivasu dushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34. How to control this mind, Krishna? It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It is difficult to control the mind as it is to control the wind. Great Rishi, Muni, Yogi fail when it comes to controlling the mind. This mind is so powerful. In a moment it can go to heaven, moment it can go to hell. The most powerful thing is the mind. The same mind will take us to Bhagwan. The same mind will rotate us in 8.4 million forms of life. The same mind will take us to hell. Everything depends on the mind alone. Manaheva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayoho. It is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind alone. Ev means alone. The Vedas are making it very clear. Brahma Bindu Upanishad. This comes in many places. Narad Puran, Narad Pancharatra, so many places in Vedas also. Bhagavad. Everywhere. And we don't pay attention to mind. So who has controlled the mind fully and the intellect? He's given up all feeling of ownership. My house, my Muruka, my parent, my child, my. This is the Maya. This is what Bhagwan Shri Krishna says to Lakshman. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Lakshman in Chitrakoot, when asks what is the Maya? Bhagwan says, Jaha mera tera. Where is the feeling of mine and yours? This is the Maya. Feeling of ownership. As long as we have this feeling of ownership, we are not Maya. The day we realize no one and nothing belongs to me, only Shri Krishna, then we have become free from Maya. Fully accepted 100%. And now everything, my. You know what goes meh? The goat. In the night also can't keep quiet, the wolf comes and takes it. Maya takes us. So this my, we have to give up. Is free from all feeling of ownership, free from all cravings, has no desire. He's attained everything. When you attain that supreme happiness, of Sri Krishna, desire has gone. As long as we have not attained Sri Krishna, that true happiness, all desire will be there. And the moment you have attained that, everything is finished. So it's become free from all cravings. He performs action against Sri Krishna says. सब कुछ करते. For the necessities of life, as long as we have a body, we have to do things. Eat, drink, sleep. You can be the greatest Babaji, Shankaracharya, who is saying Jagat Mithya. The world is imagination of the mind. All these Gyanis who walk with a stick and Kamandalu. They don't live in home, etc., but they eat the food cooked by others. Huh? Why are you eating food for? It is false. Kyun khate? So as long as we have this body, as long as we're in this world, we have to take care of it. Eat, drink, breathe, everything just. So whatever he's performing action, necessary action to keep the body healthy. Great, great saints have come in this world. Bhagwan himself descends and comes. And he does everything like us. Eat, drink, sleep, everything. Exercise. Everything. But only so he does not incur, because these actions, he's no longer affected by Maya. He's beyond Maya. Maya has no effect, so he does not incur any sin anymore, because the mind is not attached to the action anymore. Yad yadichhala bhasantushto dvandvatito vimatsarah samaha siddhava siddhau cha कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. वो कर्म योगी, वो हमेशा संतुष्ट रहते हैं. जो भी आते संतुष्ट रहते हैं. That कर्म योगी, the true कर्म yogi, the one whose mind is always attached to Sri Krishna while performing every action in the world, he's always contented, santusht. Whatever come, he gets food, fine. Doesn't get food, fine. For 1 month, doesn't get food, fine. And one day will eat food that people will eat for 1 month. Whatever, he doesn't. Tulya ninda sudhir mauni santushtu ye na ke nachit. Whether you praise him or you abuse him, same thing. It's unperturbed by the situation. Is free from jealousy. Doesn't jealous anyone that somebody has a better name, bigger name. Somebody's been praised more than me. We fight for this in the world. He's singing better than me. He's talking better than me. I have to do something to take him down. Propaganda. Do some kind of propaganda. I can't have anybody better than me. The one who's gone beyond that doesn't care. You give bad name, is fine. He's more happy when he gets bad name actually. The Bible says, blessed art thou when man shall revile you. How many Krishna understand? They say that if someone should slap on the right cheek, you should turn the left cheek. Give you another slap. Bring a Christian like that for me. You give one slap, he will take a gun and shoot you. And then he's Christian. He accepts Christ. But I don't accept teaching of Christ. So, he's transcended all pairs of opposite. The pairs of opposite dvandas called dvanda. Heat and cold. Hate and love. Dvanda. No effect on him. Whether it's hot, it can be as hot as 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 110, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, fine. Cold, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, minus degrees Fahrenheit. All right, no problem. Because no longer has feeling I'm the body. You praise, same thing. You abuse, same thing. No feeling of love and hate. So it's crossed all the pairs, dwand. Is balance, whether something come or doesn't come. Success or failure. Labh, Yahani. His such a soul is not bound by action and remains unaffected by Maya. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavasthitat chetasah yagyayacharataha karma samagram praviliyate. जो राग द्वेष से रहित है तो इतना सब कर्म one who's become free from feelings of love and hate, all attachment. I told you and I'm saying over and over, when we hear attachment we think only love. Attachment is of two types. One is favorable attachment, one is unfavorable attachment. Favorable attachment, as we say in the world, we love that person. We always want to be close to them, hear them, see them. An unfavorable attachment, we love our enemy. Love our enemy? Yes. We always think about them also. Day and night we think about them, make plans to take revenge. Anybody we meet, we tell them, oh, that person, no, I don't like that the person did so and so to me, be careful. The mind gets attached, whether in love or hate. The method is the same, the way of practice is the same, and the result is the same. What is the result? Our mind gets attached. It melts. Whether in love or hate, the mind melts, the heart melts, and we get the result of that for which the heart melts. Look, there's something called moam, wax. You know wax? Smith candle. Take some wax, block of wax, and melt it until it becomes a liquid. Then take some color and throw in the wax and let it cool down until it becomes solid again. Now the colors become one with the wax. The wax challenges the color. Come out of me if you can. The color also challenges the wax. Get rid of me if you can. In the same way, whether we become attached to the world or we become attached to God, the way of practice is the same. The method is the same and the result is the same. The way of practice, thinking again and again. We did it in chapter 2. Dhyayato vishayan punsa sangaste shupajayate. Chapter 2 verse 62. Don't forget. Shri Krishna says when we think again and again, listen carefully, when we think again and again that some person or object can give us happiness, we get attached to that person or object. That's how people become chain smokers, alcoholics, drugs, addicts, love addict, all kind of addict, food addict. Thinking again and again, again and again. Nobody is born a chain smoker. Nobody is born an alcoholic. Huh? When you were young, you saw people smoking. Your friends, your peers, elders, and you think, oh, gentlemen. Say, fella, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you just had to try and smoke too? On smoking the first cigarette, you cough and almost choke on it. It burns the throat. But you keep smoking because you think it's going to give you happiness. And then you're a chain smoker. And people tell you, boy, it's going to give you cancer, destroy the lungs. I don't care. I can't give it up, man. Same thing with alcohol. You see people drinking. Your father drinking. The father says, don't drink, I'll break your foot. But he drinks, you know. Whatever those who are elders leading, those who are leaders do, the others will follow. This was discussed also in the Gita. That's why as leaders we have to be very careful. Others will follow. So the father says don't drink, but he drinks the whole bottle. Eventually the son is going to drink too. He hides and takes a little sip. And the head spin a little bit. So he hides and takes every now and again. Then now he's working or he's with friends. Every Friday goes, or she also, club. Everybody goes club nowadays. Girls go more than boys. Every Friday. Then every Monday and Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday every day. And people tell me, I don't take the hard one, I take a little beer, that's all. They think I didn't take the rum, the puncheon or something. I just take a beer, so I didn't drink alcohol. Really? See how we fool ourselves? You're still taking the alcohol. Whereas beer, whereas wine, whereas the hard one. It's all alcohol. And not only that, so you drink, you become an alcoholic, now you can't let it go. It destroys everything. In Sanatan Dharma there are 5 Mahapap. Great sins. Mahapap. And alcohol, drinking alcohol is the biggest. Why? Because it destroys the body, destroys the liver, the brain cells, everything. It makes the liver like a strainer. Destroys the family, destroys society. This is why alcohol is told to be the greatest Mahapap. Sanatan Dharma is written in our scriptures. 5 Mahapap. So thinking again and again. So in the same way, if someone can convince us that the happiness we are looking for we'll find only in Shri Krishna, this is impossible for the worldly soul. This is where the work of the true saint, the true Guru comes. When we associate with the true Guru, the true saint, for some time, the knowledge will come. Binu sat sanga viveka na hoi, Ram kripa binu sulabhan soi. Very beautiful. Very few understand. People say, I'm going satsang. Somebody is singing. And they say, I'm going satsang. Somebody is talking. And Sat means sant, saint. Sang means association. When we associate with the true saint, the true Guru, then alone we'll acquire true knowledge. But that association will come only when Bhagwan, God, will shower His grace. So when we associate with the true saint, that knowledge will come and sit in the intellect. That the happiness I'm looking for is only in Shri Krishna. Now we'll start thinking about Shri Krishna again and again. The practice is the same. The way of practice, the method is the same. Thinking again and again. And just like in the world, we'll get attached to Shri Krishna. We get addicted to Shri Krishna. We fall in love with Shri Krishna. And the result, God realization. The result. So here, so he's become free from raga dvesh for the world. Because he no longer has any identification with the body. Why do we get attached in the material world? Because we identify with the physical body. I am a Trini, I am a Guyanese, I am American, I am Indian, I am Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, I am a teacher, doctor, and engineer. All kind of titles. They're all titles of the body. Body belongs to us. We're not the body, we are the Jeev, Atma, soul, Jivatma. So we want to realize I am the soul, the Atma. So he's become free from the feeling of I am the body. He's realized I am the soul. And realizing I am the soul, he no longer has any feeling that I own anything, anyone belongs to me, or I belong to anyone. I belong only to Shri Krishna. His mind is established now in that knowledge, firmly in the knowledge of Shri Krishna. And so he merges into divinity. He experiences divine bliss even while living in the world. While in this material world, he experiences the divine bliss of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. We'll do a bhajan in the books. Turn to page 40. So now, his mind his heart is completely filled all the time with Shri Radha Krishna. I told you Radha and Krishna are one and the same. In my heart, devotees saying the true bhakt is dwelling in Radha and Krishna all the time. Radha Rani, she's golden, fair in complexion. Shri Krishna is bluish in complexion. They are standing in a beautiful grove in my heart with arms around each other. Radha Rani is wearing blue clothes, blue clothes, Nilambar. Shri Krishna is wearing yellow clothes, Pitambar. Radha Rani is embellished in a 16 type of ornamentation from head to toe. And Shri Krishna is dressed ordinary. He's a cowherd boy. One is the very personification of Shringar, beautification, adornment. And the other is adornment itself, adorning. Indeed, that person is most fortunate, Kripalu Mahaprabhu says, the Saint Kripalu Mahaprabhu, who is eternally blessed with the darshan, seeing that divine vision of Radha and Krishna all the time. Common chorus. Page 40. बसे युगल सरकार हमारे मन बसे युगल सरकार हमारे गौर बरनी विषधार Malguni Shri Krishna continues. Shreyan dravya sayadya gyaj jnana yagya parantap Sarvam karma khilam parth ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते। अब यज्ञ के बारे में बोल रहे, लेकिन ये यज्ञ हवन नहीं है। यहां यज्ञ का मतलब नहीं है कि हवन, यज्ञ यहां मतलब है त्याग, त्याग। Now Shri Krishna starts to speak to Arjun about yajna, yajna. But the word yajna here does not mean doing havan. Fire ritual, havan. Yajna here means given up, tyag. Tapasya, austerities. To be able to give up. The whole aim is to control the mind. And unless we cannot give up certain things in the world, it will be impossible to control the mind. Things we are very attached to: sleep, food, relation, husband and wife, etc. When one can give up certain things that you're very attached to, or use less of it, make less use of it, the more we'll be able to control the mind. My Guru, Kripalu Mahaprabhu, used to tell us to fast. Normally people fast in the world. Some do Monday fast, some Tuesday, or some Wednesday, every day. Saturday, every day, but for worldly things. Some fast when there is some festival, etc. Our Guru used to tell us every Monday and Thursday after lunch, don't eat. Skip one meal. Not for attainment of anything. One, this body we have is a machine. If you continuously keep our machine working, it will break down. So we need to give the machine rest sometime. When you don't eat, you give the body a rest. Number one. This is Ayurveda. And number two, when you can control the desire for hunger, hunger is very terrible. To control that hunger, you want to eat, but you control it. That will go a long way in helping us to control the mind. So more this was done for health and towards spiritual, controlling the mind. So here, Arjun, sacrifice, austerities done through knowledge is superior, he says, to sacrifice performed with material possessions. In other words, I'm giving up this, I'm giving up that. People make us a thing outwardly of being detached. I give up this, I don't do that. People sometimes they are fasting. So if there is Diwali or something, or I have a puja, so I have to fast. So if I'm if I'm not a vegetarian, I will not eat meat again for so many days. If I'm a vegetarian, then no salt. I'll eat a lot of kheer, lots of fruit. Outward detachment has nothing to do with the mind. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita later on in chapter 6, Yuktahara vihayukche sasya karma yuktu sapnao bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. One should not sleep too much nor sleep too little. One should not eat too much nor eat too little. One should not drink too much nor drink too little. Anything in excess, too much or too little, is bad. Everything has to be accepted in a regulated and scientific way. If you want to be spiritual, if you want to be in the spiritual path. So, mentally given up is superior to just physically given up. Given up physically is good also. That's where you start from. but given up, mentally becoming detached. I will not use this thing. This cigarette is going to kill me. This alcohol is going to kill me. It's going to harm me. This sugar, especially white one, white sugar, white flour. We know things are going to harm us, but we can't give it up. It's because the mind has become our master. Control the mind. Try it. Do. By knowledge, by logic, teach the mind. This is not good. All this type of tyag, detachment, given up mentally, culminates in true knowledge. It brings control, it brings knowledge. So great. So what do we sacrifice? We sacrifice greed, anger, jealousy, hatred, lust. This is a real sacrifice. You have to get angry. No, leave it. When it comes, there's a beautiful example. When Bhagwan Shri Ram shot Ravan, Ravan had fallen on the ground, shot him in the navel. So Bhagwan Shri Ram told Lakshman, go to Ravan. Ravan was very knowledgeable. So Lakshman went by the head. Ravan said, Ram. Bhagwan looked at Lakshman. No, go by the feet. Ravan said to Lakshman, look, जब बुरे कर्म आते हैं मन में, when bad thoughts come in the mind to do wrong things, टाल दो, postpone it. And when good thoughts come in the mind to do good thing, dan, charity, etc., praying to God, bhakti, do right away. When the bad thoughts come, you get angry with someone, you want to curse, you want to beat them up. You want to tell them the worst thing, to hurt them in the worst way. I will get angry tomorrow. Tomorrow, not today. Postpone it. By tomorrow you might forget the whole thing. So you didn't harm yourself, you didn't harm anyone else also. And when the good thought comes, I should do this amount of dan, charity. I should do this amount of bhakti, chanting, etc. Do right now. Tomorrow the mind will change, the quality changes, and then you get lazy, careless. No, you forget about it. So the good thoughts come, to good righteous action, do right away, immediately. The bad thoughts, postpone it. Like that. So this is a real yajna, the real sacrifice. Tad Vidipranipat, that was chapter 4, verse 33. Tad Vidipranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadikshani jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Very important verse. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. Shri Krishna says if someone is so fortunate, the greatest one, the greatest fortune, to meet the true Guru. Shri Krishna describes who is the Guru here. One place in the Gita. Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Two things qualifies one to be Guru. Not which lineage you are from, which family you belong to, how sweet you can sing, how much knowledge you have worldly, how much qualification. No. Two things qualifies you. This is also said in Vedas, Bhagavad, etc. But Gita, let's be dealing with Gita. Jnaninaha, number one. Tattvadarshina, number two. Two qualities. Jnaninaha means one who has knowledge of all the scriptures, all the Vedas, all the scriptures, and can remove our doubts. Very important. By just listening to his lecture, doubts get moved. And more important, even more important, Tattvadarshinaha. He has seen, he has attained the divine vision of Shri Krishna. He has attained Shri Krishna, the divine bliss, divine love. divine vision. If you are so fortunate, one of the greatest fortune, to meet such an entity, the true Guru, what should you do? Tadvidit pranipatena. First thing, pranipatena, completely surrender to him. Surrender the mind, intellect. Number two, pariprashnena. Question. You have doubts. To remove the doubt, we have to question the right person, Guru, the saint, the one who knows you. You question somebody, you get who doesn't know, who's under Maya, you're going to get more confused. And sevaya, do his seva, serve him. He will give you the knowledge of Sri Krishna. He will give you the true knowledge. Very brief for now. Apichedasi papebhya sarvebhya papakrittamah sarvam jnanam lapye venaiva vijinam santarishyasi. When one attains that true knowledge from the Guru, the true knowledge. Knowledge is so powerful. But you have to get it from the saint, the true Guru. Guru binu hoi ki gyan. We don't get knowledge by reading Gita, reading Bhagavad. There are people who know this whole Gita by heart. There are people who can contest, know the whole Ramayana by heart. Have they attained God? No. Knowledge is a different thing. So true knowledge, Guru gives, the saint. When that knowledge comes, even if you're the most sinful of the sinners, Shri Krishna is saying, Pape bhya sarvabhya papakritam. The most sinful of all sinners. You can be the most sinful. But when this knowledge has come firm in the intellect through Guru's grace, by listening to our knowledge again and again, and it sits in the intellect, you will easily cross the ocean of Maya. Tattva Gyan, knowledge given by a saint, is very important. So purifying. There's nothing more purifying than that. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says, Alas to know, when it comes to Tattva Gyan, knowledge given by a saint, a true saint, do not be lazy, do not be careless. Oh, I'll just chant Radhe Radhe, I'll just... No. Without Tattva Gyan, the right knowledge, true knowledge of who am I, who is Krishna, why should I want to know Krishna, etc. You cannot love. You cannot do bhakti. So when that sits there, then you will easily cross Maya. Nahi jnanena sadisham pavitramiha vidyate tats swayam yoga sansiddhi kale natmani viddati. Chapter 4 verse 38. 38. Here Shri Krishna is saying what I just said. That there is nothing more purified than true knowledge, Tattva Gyan. If you just think knowledge, you can read any book. Huh? Any worldly book, and you just read and you get knowledge, you purify you. No. Tattva Gyan. Shri Krishna, when he says knowledge here, he means knowledge given by the saint, the true Guru. Realized knowledge. There's nothing as purifying as that. One attains purity in heart when that knowledge becomes firm in the mind, in the head, in the intellect, And by prolonged practice of bhakti, devotional service, attaching the heart, the minds, doing sadhana, sitting in sadhana, meditating on Bhagwan with the true knowledge and contemplating, I am the soul, the Atma, again, meditating on that. I belong only to Sri Krishna. I belong to no one and nothing in the world, only Sri Krishna. Again, meditating on that, you will attain divine bliss, divine happiness in due course of time. Not very long. This is the sadhana. This is the sadhana which the saint teaches us. Agyascha Shraddhaya Shraddhadanascha Sanshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokesti Naparo Nasukham Sanshayatmanah. Chapter 4, verse 40. Doubt is so dangerous. As soon as one doubt will come, everything will destroy. Here Sri Krishna says, those who are ignorant. Ignorant means who does not have the knowledge that I am the soul, Atma. Identifying with the physical body. I am a Trini, I am a Gainis, I am a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Identifying with the body. I am a Hindu, Muslim, Christian. Just body. Those who are devoid of faith. I do puja, but I don't really know if it have a Bhagwan. Maybe there is no Bhagwan. But you're doing puja, doing havan, doing abhishek, offering jal, but no faith. And have doubt, everywhere doubt. Not sure, there's doubt. Such a person will never get close to God, never attain bhakti, divine love, divine bliss. The doubting soul finds happiness neither here nor in the hereafter. Faith is of supreme importance. Without faith, we cannot get anywhere in the spiritual path. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna sanshayam atmavanta na karmani nibhadnanti dhananjaya. Arjuna, Dhananjay, asks perform a devotional service. What does devotional service mean? Karma Yoga. With our mind attached to Sri Krishna, attached to Guru, attached to Bhagwan Krishna, Radha Krishna, and performing our duties in the world. One who's dedicated all his actions to God. Bhagwan is concluding this chapter now. Whose doubt has been torn to shreds by true knowledge given by the Guru, the true Guru. He gets very, very close to Bhagwan. We get very, very close to Bhagwan. This is the practice. So listen again. With your mind, our mind attached, practice to attach the mind. Remember God and Guru all the time. Practice that Sri Krishna is always with me, Guru is always with me. Constantly practice. Never think you're alone. Offer all your actions, the fruits of all your actions to God, all the actions to God. Listen to the knowledge again and again, the divine philosophy given by a true saint. Avritti rasaki dupadeshat Vedanta Sutra. Avritti, again and again, listen again and again. Bar bar. Until it sits in the intellect. All the doubts will be destroyed. And such a mind gets filled with Bhagwan, the divine bliss of Bhagwan. You will experience the divine bliss of Bhagwan very, very quickly. And remain in that blissful state. We'll hear the rest tomorrow. Boli Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Shri Radha Rani ki, Gita Maharani ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri